Probably this may be your last session of Unit 5 Decision Theory. So in this session we are going to see how to construct the payoff matrix or payoff table. But before we proceed further, I would like to revise few points from the previous sessions. As we know, decision making in two environments, one uncertainty and second decision making under risk. There are four criterion under uncertainty we have seen, and those criterion were maximax, maximin, Laplace and minimax. For minimax we prepared regret table. Okay, and in decision making under risk there were two criterion, that is EMV and EOL, expected monetary value, expected opportunity loss. So with all these six different decision criterion, we have seen how to take best decision, optimum decision. And what was common in all those examples? The common thing is, in all those previous examples, payoff matrix was given, right? And then we have taken best optimum decision. Now here we will see actually how we construct the payoff matrix. And to explain this construction, let us proceed further for the next slide, in which I had given one example. That example I will explain. Okay, so first I'll just read out the example. The daily demand for a particular item is at least 5 units and not more than 8 units. Hence, shopkeeper purchases either 5, 6, 7 or 8 units of item with cost 50 rupees and sells it for rupees 90. The unsold units he distributes at free of cost. Construct the payoff table. Now this is just I read the example. Now I'll explain actually the meaning of this. Okay. Now what is given for particular item? From the past experience, the shopkeeper may know that the demand lies between 5 to 8. That is minimum 5 units every day he has to purchase, because 5 customers with guarantee will be there, and he is not going to purchase more than 8 units. Why? Because there is a limit, that is maximum he can go for 8 units. So that is what. So from supply point of view, his actions will be either he will purchase 5 units or 6 units or 7 units or 8 units. That we may be denoted as A1, A2, A3, A4. Now come to states of nature. States of nature means what? The number of customers, demand. So minimum 5 customers definitely are going to come. So first state of nature may be 5, or there may be 6 customers, there may be 7, there may be 8 customer turns up. And therefore states of nature also 4, S1, S2, S3 and S4, right? We are not going to consider the 9. Why 9? Because even though 9 will come, as there is a limit, he is going to purchase maximum 8 units. So no question of 9 customer, 10 customers and so on. So here there will be 4 actions and 4 states of nature. Also one has to take into consideration the cost price and selling price. So cost price is 50 and selling price is 90. So what will be the profit? The profit will be 90 minus 50, that is 40 rupees profit will be there per unit. But when the unit will be unsold unit will remain, then in that case he is distributing, just observe it is given, free of cost. So that unsold unit will be his loss, and that loss will be not 40 but 50, because the cost price. He is going to invest 50 rupees for purchasing, so that will be his loss, and profit is rupees 40. So overall we have listed what will be the information given. That is, in step 1 we list down the information. What are the action, states of nature, profit, loss, etc. And now in step 2 we are going to draw the blank table containing the 4 actions and 4 states of nature. So let us move further for the next slide. Now you can observe in my next slide what I had written down. A1, A2, A3, A4. These are the 4 actions. 5 units purchase, 6 or 7 or 8 units. While here states of nature, which is not under control of the shopkeeper. So there may be only 5 customers turned up, 6, 7 or maximum 8. Okay, now we are going to fill actually this entry. These entries are already filled because I just want to explain it. But in my next example, we will see lively how we are going to fill the entries. Now once again go to the top and see. I am reminding you what is the profit? 40 rupees, and if there is a loss for unsold unit, then the loss will be of 50 rupees. Now come to the first state of nature and first state of action. That is A1 S1. Now here he purchased 5 and 5 customer turns up. What will be his profit? 5 multiplied by 40 rupees profit. So profit will be 200. Next, suppose now as he purchased only 5 and 6 customer turned up, whether his profit will change? No. I had given the same. Why? Because even one extra customer will come, he will just go away because all units are sold out. Okay, so his profit will be 200. Again, when 7 customer, one more extra will come, then also because he purchased, he has done the action A1, so his profit will remain same as 200, and here also 200. Now come to this now, A2. What is A2? He purchased 6 units, but S1 means what? Only 5 customer turns up. Now purchase 6 but 5 customer turns up, so his actual profit is 200 and 1 unit remain unsold, and that unsold will be the loss, and loss is what? 50. So 200 minus 50, his loss will be 50, so his actual profit will be only 150 rupees. Okay, now in this case what happened? Now he purchased 6 and state of nature also 6, that is 6 customers will turn up. So profit will be 6 into 40, that is 240 will be the profit. And again I am repeating the same, because even though more customers will come, as he already sold out 6 units, the remaining customers will just go away and his profit will remain same, 240, 240, correct? Now come to this now. Now he have purchased 7 units, but actually S1 means 5 customers. So he is going to get 200 is the profit, and 2 units extra, that is 50 plus 50 loss, that is 100 rupees loss. So 200 minus 100, his actual profit will be 100. Now in this case what happened? But now 7 units, 6 customers, so his profit is 240, which I had written down in red, 240, and out of which now only 1 extra, 6 and 7, 1 extra, so minus 50, it will be 190. Now in this case what happened? 7 units, 7 customers, so 7 into 40, profit will be 280, and the same will be repeating in case of 8 customers, 280. Now come over here. Now he purchased 8 units, but his customers 5, so his profit is 200. So loss of 3 units, that is 3 unsold units, 50, 50, 50. So 150 loss. So 200 minus 150 loss, his actual profit will be only 50. Here also in this case, what is the profit? 240. And how many units loss? 2 units, 8 and 6, 2 difference. So 2 units loss. So 100 rupees loss. So 240 minus 100, 140. Here it is again 280 is the profit. And 1 unit extra, 7 and 8, 1 unit extra. So his profit will be, actual profit will be 280 minus 50, it is 230. And at the last case, 8 units purchase, 8 customer appears. So his profit will be 8 into 40, 320. So this is the way we feel the payoff. It is quite logical. So if I will give you the technique, now I will explain the technique. If you will understood the technique, then you can easily within 2 minutes can fill the entire table. So you just observe what is the technique I am giving now. Now what happened, after writing the blank table, what you do, you just find out first diagonal entries. That is intersection of action with respective state of nature. A1 S1, A2 S2, A3 S3 and A4 S4, so on, like that. So A1 S1, 50 multiplied by 40, sorry 40 multiplied by 5, 200, 40 multiplied by 6, 240, 40 multiplied by 7, 280, 40 multiplied by 8, 320. Okay, so this entry, and then what you do, in that particular column, the same remaining boxes you have to fill with the same entries, like 200, 200, 200, 240, 240, 280, 280. and here the remaining triangular is there. We are going to subtract the loss of 50 units. So 200 minus 50, 150. Again one more 50 extra unit, 100. Again one more 50, 50. Here, sorry, 240 minus 150, 240 minus 50, 190. Minus once again 50, 140. Here the profit is 280 minus 50, it is 230. So this is the way. If you, I think little bit technique you might have understood. So let me take one more example where we will just see how to construct the payoff matrix. So this example roughly I'll tell you. I know it already, so you can read it afterward. You can see. You have to keep on observing the slides again and again. Not only one time you may not be able to understand. So once again you watch it, then only you will be able to understand clearly. So that is my request is. So just go through with the second example. Second example, suppose a baker, he knows from his past record the demand for the cakes lies between 10 to 15. So it is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 or 15 like that. Okay. So from his side supply will be 10 to 15. Demand, the number of customers may be 10 to 15 again. And what is the purchase price? 100. Selling price 150. 150. So his profit will be 150 minus 100 is 50. But unsold unit, again unsold cake he is going to distribute among the relatives. So for unsold unit he is paying 100 rupees from his pocket. So loss will be cost price, that is rupees 100. So if at all profit is there, 50 rupees profit per cake and loss per cake will be 100 rupees. Keep all this thing in mind. And now let us prepare the blank table consisting all these actions and states of nature. So let me proceed for the next slide. You may observe this now. 1 minute. This one. Okay. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. These are the actions. These are the states of nature. Now as I had given you the technique, so first we are going to fill all diagonal values. See this one, this one, this one, this one, this one and last one. So first diagonal value. Now first diagonal value 10 cakes. Profit just now I had repeated 50 rupees profit. 10 cakes. So 50 multiplied by 10. His profit will be 500. Okay. Now here again 50 multiplied by 11. His profit will be 550. Next 50 multiplied by 12. His profit will be 600. What you observe, you are just going to add 50-50 each. Okay. In this case it is 650. In this case it is 700. And in the last 15 cakes, 15 multiplied by 50, that is 750. Sorry. In the last cell, that is 750. 750. The same figure will repeat over here now. Here 500 will repeat for below entries. 500, down, 500, down, 500, 500 and 500. When you come to the next column, his profit is 550. So you will be repeating the same. Even though more customers will come, they will just go away because all cakes he had already sold. So that 550, down 550, down 550, down 550. Same in the case here also. 600, 600, 600. Same in the case here also. 650, 650. Here it is 700. Now all these remaining triangular entries to be filled where you have to consider the loss or unsold unit. Now here for one unsold unit 100 rupees loss. So what is here actual profit? 500 minus 100 loss. So this entry will be 400. Next again one more extra unit. So minus 100 loss will be 300. Next loss will be 100 extra. So it is 200. Again 100 extra loss is 100. And again 100 minus 100, loss will be 0. Why 0? Because 15 units he purchased or 15 units he baked in this example and 10 sold. So he will be getting 500 is the profit, but 5 extra, so 5 into 100, that is 500 waste, unsold. So from his pocket which he had already spent. So that is 500 minus 500. Now here it is, what is the profit? 550. Then again loss of 100, so it is 450. Next again loss of 100, 350. Again loss of 100, 250. Again loss of 100, 150. Right? Here what is the profit now? 600. So loss of 100, 500. Next 400. Next 300. Here what is the profit? 650. Loss of 100 now. So it is 550. Next 450. And here profit of 700 and loss of 1 unit. So it is 600. So now I think you might have got idea about how to construct the table. So once again, just to repeat, to get it confirmed, I would like to repeat one more example where we will just prepare the table, and I am not going to give any description like cake or demand in units and all those things. I will just roughly tell you. Here the demand lies between 30 to 34, and hence action will be 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. States of nature, number of customers may be 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Now what is given there? The cost price is 15, selling price is 20. So profit will be 20 minus 15, 5 rupees. But loss will be 15 rupees per unit. As we assume unsold are nothing but the lost unsold items. So loss will be 15 rupees, profit will be 5 rupees. Remember 5 rupees I said. I repeat 5 rupees. Now here the first 30 units, 5 rupees profit. So 5 multiplied by 30, it will be 150. Correct? Now here I'll fill the value 150, because 30 multiplied by 5 rupees is the profit. Now here one more extra unit, so we add one more extra, that is 155. Here we will add one more extra, 160, 5 rupees extra. Again 5 rupees extra, 165. And in the last it is 170. So these are all profit intersection, that is diagonal entries we have filled. And now as you know, remaining below that you are going to repeat the same number. So what will be the first column? Remaining numbers 150, down 150. Sorry. Extremely sorry. I had not moved the cursor. Okay, come to this now. Down A1, S2, 150, 150, down 150, down 150, down 150. Here what will be the figure to be repeated? 155, 155, down 155, down 155. Here which figure to be repeated? 160 now. 160, down 160. Here which figure to be repeated now? 165. 165. Why this is so? Because even the extra customers will come, his profit is not going to change. Why? Because the units are already sold out, so profit will remain same. Now here the loss table. Now in loss table we are going to subtract 5 from 15 now, not 5, because loss of 15 units. So this is 150 minus 15, that will be 135. Okay, next minus one more 15, it is 120. Next minus 15, that is 105. Again minus 15, it is 90. Okay, now here it is. What about the profit? Profit is 155. So minus 150, so it is 140, right? Minus 115, so it is 125. Again minus 15, 125 minus 15, it is 110. Okay. Now here, what you can say, 160 is the profit, minus 15. What is 160 minus 15? 145, and again 15 minus, so it is 15 minus means it is 130. 130. Here 165 is the profit, minus 15, so it is 150 will be the actual profit. So here we have seen how we have filled up all these values. So I think now at least you may find it easy to fill the values and construct the payoff matrix. But again and again, now this is the last because session of this particular unit 5 decision theory. So I just request you that whatever be the sessions we have done, just see 2 times 3 times, then only you will be able to understand, because here it is we are not face to face meeting, so that there I may not today come to know how many of you have understood and all those things. So it will, my humble request is just to repeat once again and again, so that you will find it easy to understand. I think this you might have found out interesting this topic is. Next session will be of next unit, that is maybe unit number 3 or 4 we will consider. So thank you very much.